You touched on something really interesting there around the early missteps that a first-time entrepreneur has. And as Tim and I as investors, we see this all the time, trying to do too much too fast and then facing the reality of just how long building a product, iteration, how long that stuff takes. So in those early stages, as you brought that team together, as you've been working on this for the last 4 years, what were some of the other early missteps or some of the hardest obstacles that you had to overcome entering into this world?
Yeah, because, as an entrepreneur, which I didn't study business in college, I didn't know I was going to be in the tech space as an entrepreneur for the Ready List Sports. I didn't realize like how slow things go when you're inputting and building something in the tech space, coding it and building an application like we've built with the Ready List Sports, the time that it takes. So I got out in front of it a little too fast. I know a lot of people. And as I got into this, I reached out to a lot of guys that were now running VC firms, family office investing, the guys like Joe Montana and Steve Young and Ryan Neese and all these guys that have gotten into this tech world that had money and VC firms and funds that wanted to invest, but we weren't ready because we didn't have the revenue and the model set up yet to prove that we could do this. So we got in front of the wrong people too soon and maybe got everybody excited. And then we had a lull for about 1.5 years where we had to go back to the drawing board, go in-house, start from scratch and build it the way we wanted it built. That was a little bit my own doing, but then I pumped the brakes. I got refreshed and now we're back. As we raised our funds and did our first, seed raise, we went more to just individuals that showed interest. That was the big headache for me, was that fundraising. Asking people for money was not something that I was cut out to do, but with the money we had and bootstrapping this thing, me and Chad that was it, and we called on a few friends to help and look through our financials and double check our pitch deck and help us put one together. And that was one like, hey, can you send us a pitch deck? And I'm like, yeah, we'll get that to you. And I'd go off the phone and talk to Chad, like, what the hell's a pitch deck, man? Like, we got to get a pitch deck. So I looked online how to build a pitch deck, and I like, oh my God. But we've evolved. We've gotten more people to help us and hired on some staff. And then the growing pains early were just more, understanding who to go to help this thing keep momentum. Meanwhile, just, again, getting eyeballs on it to prove that what we were creating has validation and that coaches want it, players want it. And now the whole thing is to get that, get those big schools or organizations that can help us prove like, yeah, this is the next way to teach your kids. And we're real close to that.